Hi, this is my second video in English, and I'm gonna talk about my experience with men, dating men as a trans woman. First of all, I have to say I don't like women. I never liked women. My life would have been easier if I liked women, but sadly I like men. My first experience with a guy after my first boyfriend. My first boyfriend was my first guy ever in my life. After him, which was a 2 years relationship, I like video games, so I went to this like internet cafe and I met this guy from Switzerland, and he was a really weird guy, to be honest. It's the kind of guy that if your parents see you appear on the well, it's a bit dark joke, but what I want to say is that my parents wouldn't be surprised if I appeared dead in a booth someday after dating this guy, because he was really strange and dark. And he was kind of like me, and not much experience in dating. I remember my first actual date was with him. And he was really weird. He was saying, "Oh, you look very young because you're shy and everything." And it's like, I mean, my first date ever. I didn't tell him because it was weird. I was like 23 or something. And this guy was really weird. He touched one boob of mine. When we were walking on the street, he made like this, like putting his arm around mine, and he touched my boob like in a really cheap way, whatever. And he didn't know I was trans. There's a funny thing that happened with him, that I was mad at him because he was really touchy and really annoying sometimes. So he came to me and he said, "Oh, you're mean these days." And he said, "I know what's happening to you. You are on your period." And I was like, yeah, exactly. It's that. Whatever. But yeah, this guy turned to be very annoying. I remember he had a girlfriend. I asked, this is absurd. Like, I have been cheated on. And I asked him, we were dating, half dating. It was not official. It went really fast. In a few weeks, he was really straightforward. And I remember one day in class, I was bored and I asked him, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And I said, "I just asked because I'm bored. I mean, just, I don't know." And he said, "No, I don't have a girlfriend. I was dating this girl, but we didn't break up yet." And I was like, "So you do have a girlfriend?" And he was like, "Well," typical thing with guys, bullshitting you like, "Oh, no, yes, whatever." And I said, "I'm not gonna keep dating you like we do if you have a fucking girlfriend, you know?" And he broke up with her in WhatsApp on the text. And he sent me the screenshots breaking up with her, like, look, I broke up with her, let's keep dating." And I was like, oh my fucking god, this guy's fucking crazy. And yeah, this guy turned to be very touchy and everything and annoying. So at some point, I went to him and I was like, "I'm transgender." And he was really close-minded. I knew that he was gonna react properly, but I didn't know what was gonna be his reaction, since he was the first guy I dated and told I was trans afterwards. And then he was like, "I don't believe you, show me your dick," or something like that, he said. And I was like, "I'm not gonna show you that. You're fucking retarded." And then he started to, like, I confirmed to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that explains your voice," you know. And he said, "That explains your voice and everything." Well, so we kind of broke up. And then I had like these times when I went to parties and met guys, and I would like fall in love with them, and they were super kind and sweet. And then I said, "I'm transgender." And they're like, "Oh, well." and some rejected me like at the moment, and some will be like, okay, we can try, but I'm not sure. They just wanted, to be honest. I mean, when they didn't reject me, most of the times they wanted sex. So yeah, my experience dating guys was really bad. I had more like experiences. I find very funny when I tell a guy I'm transgender and how they react, because usually the reaction is good. Like, it tends to be rejection, to be honest, like 60% of the time. But even if it's rejection, they tend to be like polite, like they apologize, because most of the times there are people that they like you, and they even develop the feelings towards you, so they feel sad about rejecting you after that. So yeah, I never had like a really bad experience dating a guy, like him saying, oh, you're with I want to kill you, something like that. It never happened. I don't know. But I did have guys reacting weird, like making stupid questions. I remember one guy, he was a guy from Austria that came to Spain. I like guys from another country since they tend to be taller. And this guy, I told him I'm trans, and he was like, oh, if you want to be a guy, I respect it. I don't understand it, but I respect it. Go on, I support you. He thought I wanted to be a guy, which is fun, I guess. But yes, the reaction tends to be weird. There have been 2 times I didn't tell the guy I was trans because I was scared of my security telling them. And one was this guy, he was doorkeeper. Like in the clubs, there's this giant guy keeping the door. I don't know the word in English. So I saw this guy, he was very tall and he was very like good looking, to be honest. And I was a bit drunk. Sorry. But yes, I was a bit drunk and I went to him. My friends were saying, oh, he's looking at you, go at him, whatever. And I went to him and I said, can you give me your phone number? And he was like, he looked very serious person, which I'm not. And then he gave me his phone. He looked way older than me. I was 23 at that time, and he looked like 30 and something. So when I went home, I saw on his WhatsApp pic like some boomer scene, like a boomer comic scene. It was about a dinosaur saying her daughter, oh, I'm gonna protect you, and it was really weird. It was just something you don't have as a profile pic if you don't have children. So I was like, this guy has children, probably. So I had a date with him, and I went all cute to the date. I was all pretty. I went with cute clothes and makeup and everything, and he arrives late, which is common here in Spain, to be honest. And he appeared in like gym clothes. I don't know. He came from gym, probably. He has a gym, like the business it seems. I don't know if that's an excuse for it. But he appeared and he was really dull person, like extremely boring, not talking at all, just listening to what I say, looking at other girls. He was like this in the suit. He was like, I don't know, very rude, to be honest. And at some point, he took his phone and he like light it up and put it on the table, and I saw his background pic was a fucking baby, so I assumed a baby. And then the date ended, and he was like the typical straight guy being serious, like not conversation at all. He told me he was married in Venezuela a long time ago. It was in Spain, marrying is very, at that age, extremely rare. And he told me that, and we went to his car. Yes, I went to his fucking car. My friends are like, you're gonna end up, your corpse is gonna appear somewhere after one of these dates. And I'm like, yes, maybe. And I went to his car, and he had these two fucking pictures of like a 9 and a 10 years old. No, well, an 8 and a 9 years old kid on the car, like on the. He had the pics on the car. I don't know how to say the word, but like encrusted on the. I don't know how to say it. But he had it. He had two kids pic on his car, and I was like, "Are not you gonna talk to me about this?" In my mind, I didn't talk about this topic at all, and I think he had coronavirus because he was like, "I'm ill, I don't feel well," and it was like coronavirus was about to start, like all this drama, and I think he had coronavirus, and I think I had it too, but I don't know. I don't remember when. I remember being very like that. Whatever. This just has no relation to the topic, but yes. Yes, I had really weird dates. I remember one awful. I remember, I just had surgery in my breasts, and I went to this party in an apartment, and my breasts were huge. Like recently, when the surgery is recent, your breasts are huge, immense. So I went to this party with a cleavage, and this guy saw me, and he was looking at me all the time, and he asked me, "Do you want to go to the?" He was trying to look alpha in front of everyone, so he went to me and he was like, "Can we go to talk in the kitchen?" And I said, "Okay." And we went, and he started to act like a fucking straight, typical, basic dude. Like I said, I studied this degree, and he was like, "Yeah, that degree is." He was like mansplaining me, if that doesn't sound weird, but he was, and he was way shorter than me, which is rare in me, like kissing a guy that is shorter than me. Sorry if that sounded too shallow. And I was in the kitchen, so I continued because I got cut. So there's this guy that I saw me in a party, and he was shorter than me, and we were in the kitchen talking. And then he asked me, "Do you want to kiss?" Guys in Spain are really afraid of making a move. It's just, they are really like, instead of going to you, they may even ask a female friend to approach you and say like, "Oh, my friend likes you, and can you give him your number?" It's like really childish, whatever. And he came to me and he was like, "Can I kiss you?" And I said, "Okay." And we kissed, and suddenly he jumped to grab my boobs, and they were really hard because they were recently like from surgery. And well, and he started to say, "Oh, you are 24. Why do you have your breast augmented? That's not normal. You're very tall. Your voice." I think he started to think I was trans. And then we kissed again. I was like, "Chill." And we kissed again. And then he started to try to touch my crotch in a very aggressive way. And I was like, "Hold up." And I took a chair and I sit, And I was like, I'm transgender. Like, for me, it's not a secret. And I was like, I'm transgender. And he was like, oh, in a really rude way. He was drunk. And he was like, oh, if I knew you were a dude, I wouldn't kiss you. If I knew you were in a really rude way. And at some point, he was really drunk, and I was laughing about him because he was funny, he was ridiculous, he was like saying stupid stuff, and I laughed of him, and he made this like half joking but half seriously, and he did this to me, and he said, "Look, that I know that you're a guy, so I can beat you up now." And I was like, excuse me? Like, I was one head taller than him. So if you want to beat me up, you maybe can try, bitch. But whatever. He was like half joking. He was so drunk, and he apologized to me after. But yes, that's gonna be the part one of this whole situation. If you want more videos about this, click the like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.